The alien ship moved slowly through dark space. Its metal body was burned and cracked after a long battle. Power systems were failing one by one. Lights inside the ship flickered like dying stars. Captain Rolvek stood on the bridge and watched. The damage reports. His crew was tired, injured, and afraid. They had escaped the enemy fleet. But barely. The ship needed repairs, fast. Without help, they would not survive another jump. Navigation Officer Terrence spoke in a weak voice. Cliff's inhabited system is Sol. Planet name is Earth. The bridge became silent. Earth was known across the galaxy. A young species, low-level technology, no major space wars. Captain Rolvek frowned. Humans were considered harmless, too emotional, too divided, too focused. On trade and culture. Can they repair our ship? The captain asked. Terran hesitated. They should have basic stations. Nothing advanced, but it may keep us alive. Rolvek had no better choice. He nodded slowly, set course for Earth. As the ship entered the Sol system, sensors activated. The crew expected chaos or weak signals. Instead, they detected thousands of controlled transmissions. Everything moved in perfect order. Human ships traveled in clean lines. No panic, no confusion. Traffic control messages were calm and clear. The damaged alien ship was detected instantly. A human voice came through the speakers, unknown language at first, then perfectly translated. Unidentified vessel. You are entering restricted space. State your condition. The crew exchanged nervous looks. Rolvek stepped forward. This is Captain Rolvek. Our ship is damaged. We request temporary docking for repairs. There was a pause, only 2 seconds. Then the human voice returned. Request approved. Follow the marked path. Medical and engineering teams are standing by. The crew was confused. No questions, no delay, no fear in the human voice. As they moved closer to Earth orbit, the captain noticed something strange. Defense platforms were hidden, but clearly active. Weapon systems tracked everything, yet no threat was shown. Why are they so calm? Whispered one crew member. They should be afraid of us. Rolvek did not answer. He felt it too. This calm was not weakness. The ship docked at a large human station. The structure looked simple, but energy readings were extremely high. Airlocks opened smoothly. Human engineers entered the ship. No weapons raised, no protective armor. They looked around with interest, not fear, not surprise. One human engineer smiled. This ship took a beating, but it is fixable. Captain Rolvek blinked. Fixably, so easily spoken. The engineer scanned the walls with a small device. Data flowed instantly. He nodded with confidence. We can repair this. It will not take long. Those words sent a chill through the alien crew. Advanced damage like this should take weeks. Even for top galactic engineers, Rolvek felt a strange feeling in his chest. Relief mixed with worry. As the humans began working, power levels on the ship started rising. Faster than expected. Much faster. The captain watched the numbers climb. Higher than before the battle. He finally understood one thing. Coming to Earth was not a simple choice. It was the beginning of something much bigger. And somewhere deep in human space, systems quietly awakened, watching the stars, waiting. The human engineers moved through the alien ship with calm steps. They did not rush. They did not argue. Each one knew exactly what to do. Captain Rolvek watched from the bridge. His crew stayed close, nervous and silent. The humans opened panels that no outsider should understand. They touched systems built by 3 different alien races, yet they showed no confusion. One engineer spoke softly. Design is old but smart. Power flow is inefficient. Another human replied, we can fix that. Rolvek's eyes widened. Fixing power flow was not simple. It required deep knowledge and rare materials. The humans connected strange tools to the ship. Small devices, no large machines, no heavy cables. Lights on the alien ship suddenly stabilized. Flickering stopped. Temperature normalized. Captain, said the navigation officer. Power output is rising. Rolvek looked at the display. The numbers were climbing fast. Too fast. Stop them, whispered one crew member. This is dangerous, but the humans did not stop. They had adjusted settings with quick movements, like they had done this many times before. A human engineer looked at the captain. You had a shield collapse during combat. Yes, Rolvek replied. Carefully, the engineer nodded. We are reinforcing it. Reinforcing, not repairing. New shield layers formed on the display, unknown patterns, unknown energy signatures. The alien science officer gasped. This is not standard technology. This is beyond anything we use. The human simply smiled. It works. Minutes passed, then hours, but it felt unreal. Weapons systems came online one by one, stronger than before, cleaner, more responsive. Captain, said the weapons officer, our targeting speed has doubled. Rolvek felt his breath tighten. This ship was becoming something else. A human engineer paused and looked confused. Why is this limiter here? He asked another. Betkeats. The weapons stable, replied the alien officer quickly. The human shook his head. It slows everything down. We removed it. Removed it. Rolvek repeated quietly. Suddenly, the main engine hummed, a deep, powerful sound, smoother than before. Navigation systems updated star maps refreshed. New routes appeared. These routes were classified, whispered Terran. The humans said nothing. One engineer tapped his device. Core repair complete. The bridge went silent. The ship was fully powered, more than fully. Powered. Rolvek stepped forward. How long did this take? The human checked his wrist display. About 3 hours. Shock spread across the bridge. This work should have taken weeks. Why are you helping us like this? Rolvek asked. The human looked surprised by the question. You needed help? That is enough. Another engineer added. We also learned a few things. The crew exchanged uneasy looks. Humans were learning from their technology and improving it at the same time. A warning light flashed suddenly. Combat systems initialized. Rolvek turned sharply. What is happening? The engineer raised a hand calmly. Relax. It is only a test. A holographic display appeared, showing combat simulations. Enemy ships destroyed in seconds. The alien crew felt fear, not of enemies, but of allies. The engineer looked at Rolvek. Your ship is ready, stronger than before. Rolvek stared at the upgraded systems. His ship no longer felt familiar. As the humans prepared to leave, one of them paused. You may want to stay docked a bit longer. Why? Rolvek asked. The human smiled slightly. You are about to see how we really prepare, and deep within Earth space. More systems activated quietly, unnoticed, unannounced. Captain Rolvek stood on the bridge and looked at the new displays. Nothing looked the same anymore. Colors were sharper, data moved faster. The ship felt alive, like it was breathing. The human engineers returned, calm as always. No signs of pride, no excitement. One of them spoke. We finished the main upgrades. Rolvek turned slowly. Upgrades, he repeated. The human nodded. Repairs were easy. We added improvements. The alien crew exchanged worried looks. Improvements were never simple. The weapons officer tested the cannons. Energy output responded instantly. No delay, no heat spike. Captain, he said, these weapons are 3 times stronger. Rolvek felt his stomach tightened. That level of power was illegal in many systems. The human engineer waved his hand. We only remove limits. The shield officer activated defensive systems. Layers formed around the ship. Invisible but strong. Shield strength climbed past maximum safe levels, then kept rising. This will overload, shuddered the officer. It will not, replied the human calmly. The shields stabilized perfectly. Not a single fluctuation. Navigation systems updated again. The ship now calculated jumps instantly, even in dangerous space. Captain, whispered Terran. We can jump where no one else can. Rolvek looked at the human. How is this possible? The human shrugged. Better math. The alien AI suddenly spoke. System priority updated. Everyone froze. The AI never spoke without command. Repeat, Rolvek ordered. The AI responded. Human command access granted. Fear spread. Across the bridge. You changed our AI, Rolvek said sharply. The human raised both hands. On the optimization, it still obeys you. The AI confirmed this, but something felt wrong. One engineer pointed to the engine core. We improved efficiency. It will use less fuel and move faster. The engine test began. The ship accelerated smoothly. No vibration, no stress alarms. Speed climbed beyond rated limits, yet everything stayed stable. This is impossible, murmured the science officer. The human smiled slightly. We like solving impossible problems. A new alert appeared. Combat readiness available. Rolvek frowned. What is combat readiness? The engineer tapped his device. A full system mode. All upgrades working together. Do not activate it. Rolvek said quickly. The human paused. Of course. Then another human asked casually, do you want to see a simulation? Before Rolvek could reply, the display changed. A virtual enemy fleet appeared, numbers far greater than before. The upgraded ship moved like a shadow, weapons fired with perfect timing. Shields absorbed everything. The enemy fleet was destroyed in seconds. Silence filled the bridge. The weapons officer swallowed. With this power, we could challenge empires. The human turned serious. Power is useless without control. Rolvek stared at the stars beyond. Spoke. There is one more thing. Rolvek turned back. What thing? The human smiled. Your ship can now receive human fleet signals. The meaning hit him hard. They were now connected. As the upgrades finalized, the ship's systems hummed in perfect harmony. Rolvek understood the truth. Earth did not just repair ships. Earth created allies and enemies. Somewhere far beyond Earth, an enemy fleet was already moving. Unaware of what humans had just built, the human engineers finished their work and stepped back. The ship was silent. Too silent. Captain Rolvek waited for more instructions. Instead, one human officer smiled. Work is done, he said. Would you like to take a break? Rolvek blinked. A break? He asked. Yes, the human replied. Come with us. The alien crew looked confused. Breaks were not taken during repairs, especially not after upgrades like these. But curiosity was stronger than fear. Rolvek followed the humans through the station corridors. The place was clean, bright, full of movement. Humans walked fast, talked loudly, laughed hissily. No one stared at the alien captain with fear. Some waved, some nodded politely. They entered a small room. Warm lights, simple chairs. A strange smell filled the air. A human placed a cup on the table. Dark liquid inside, steam rising slowly. This is coffee, the human said. Rolvek scanned the cup. No toxins detected. No harmful radiation. He lifted it carefully, took a small sip. His eyes widened instantly. Heat spread through his body. His mind felt sharp, focused, alive. What is this? He asked quietly. The human laughed. Just coffee. We drink it every day, Rolvek. Took another sip. His tired muscles felt stronger. His thoughts moved faster. This is a stimulant, said the science officer. Yes, the human replied. It helps us think. Rolvek looked at the cup. This is common. Very, the human said. They sat together, drinking coffee, talking. Humans spoke openly about their history, wars, conflicts, mistakes. They spoke without shame, without pride. We fought ourselves before, we fought others, one human said. We learned from it. Rolvek listened carefully. Human history was violent, chaotic, endless conflict. Yet they survived. They adapted. One human smiled. We planned for the worst, hoped for the best. Rolvek felt a chill that explained everything. Another human looked at the stars through a window. We know peace never lasts forever. The alien captain realized something important. Humans did not love war, but they respected it. A warning signal sounded softly, not loud, not urgent. A human checked his device. Long-range sensors picked something up. Rolvek stood. Enemy, he asked. Possibly, the human replied calmly. No panic, no rush. Humans finished their coffee, placed the cups down. Rolvek noticed the change. The room felt colder, sharper. The friendly tone was gone, replaced by focus. A human officer spoke. Captain Rolvek, you may want to stay docked a little longer. Rolvek nodded slowly. Why? He asked. The human met his eyes. Because if this becomes a war, you should see how we fight. Outside the station, lights began to activate. One by one, ships that looked like cargo vessels changed shape. Weapons unfolded quietly, deep beneath Earth's surface. Hidden systems woke up. Rolvek felt it clearly now. Earth was never unprepared. They finished their coffee and prepared for war. Warning lights glowed softly across the station. Not red, not loud, just present. Captain Rolvek stood near the viewing window. Earth filled the horizon, calm and blue. Human officers moved with purpose. No shouting, no fear. A human voice spoke through the station network. Defense protocol active. All units to readiness. Rolvek felt his chest tighten. Defense protocol, not emergency protocol. Sensors updated rapidly. A hostile fleet was approaching. Large, heavily armed. The enemy ships appeared on the display. Dozens at first, then hundreds. The alien crew panicked. This fleet destroyed worlds. They will kill everyone. The human officer shook his head. They will try. Earth's orbit changed. Satellites moved into position. What looked like communication, arrays opened into weapons. Human civilian. Ships moved away smoothly, like a practiced routine. Rolvek noticed something terrifying. There was no chaos, no confusion. Space around Earth lit up. Portals opened silently. From nowhere, warships appeared. Not dozens, not hundreds, thousands. Massive human war fleets filled space. Ships of every size, every design. Some looked ancient, others looked impossibly advanced. "This is impossible," whispered Rolvek. The human officer replied, "This is preparation." The enemy fleet slowed. Confusion spread among them. Human fleets formed perfect formations. No wasted movement. A calm voice spoke across all channels. "This is Earth. You have entered protected space." The enemy answered with weapons fire. Energy beams crossed the void. Human shields absorbed everything, like rain hitting stone. Rolvek watched in disbelief. Earth did not retreat. Human ships advanced. Weapons fired with precision. Entire enemy ships vanished in controlled explosions. There was no screaming, no celebration, only efficiency. Rolvek's upgraded ship received a signal. Combat mode available. He hesitated, then looked at the human. "Officer, you are with us now," the human said calmly. Rolvek nodded. "Activate combat mode." The ship responded instantly. Systems synchronized. Power surged. The alien crew felt the difference. They were no longer prey. Their ship moved with human fleets. Perfect coordination. Enemy weapons targeted them. But the new shields held. Rolvek fired once. The shot was clean, precise. An enemy cruiser broke apart. Shock filled the alien bridge. "This power," whispered Terran. The human fleet pushed forward, step by step. Enemy resistance collapsed quickly, too quickly. The enemy commander attempted retreat. Human ships blocked every path. A final message came from the enemy. "Who are you?" Eartha replied calmly. "We are human." The battle ended. Space grew quiet again. Wreckage drifted slowly. Human ships returned to formation. Weapons powered down. Earth looked peaceful again. Rolvek realized the truth. Humans did not show their strength unless forced. The human officer turned to him. "This is why we stay ready." Rolvek looked at Earth. Fear and respect mixing inside him. The galaxy would learn soon. Earth was not weak. Earth was waiting. The battlefield was silent. Broken ships drifted slowly through space. Fires faded. Energy signatures disappeared. Captain Rolvek stood on the bridge of his ship, his hands still shaking, not from fear, but from understanding. The human fleet held position. Perfect lines, perfect control. No cheers, no victory signals. Earth returned to calm, as if nothing had happened. A human communication channel opened. A familiar officer appeared on the screen. "The battle is over," the human said. "You fought well." Rolvek lowered his head slightly. "Your people saved us." The human shook his head. "We defended our home. You chose to stand with us." The alien crew listened closely. The human continued. "You have a choice now." Rolvek looked up. "A choice?" "Yes," Mahiman replied. "You may leave. You may return to your people." Rolvek felt the weight of that option. Leaving meant safety, distance, but also ignorance. The human spoke again. "Or you may stay." The screen showed human ships moving to patrol routes. Silent guardians. "Stay," the human said. "Learn. Prepare." Rolvek turned to his crew. They were watching him, waiting. He thought of the battle, the upgrades, the calm confidence. He thought of the galaxy, unaware of what humans truly were. Rolvek made his decision. "We will stay," he said firmly. Human smiled, a small smile, but genuine. "Welcome," the human said. "Then there is one more thing." Rolvek tilted his head. "What thing?" The human officer raised a cup, dark liquid inside. "Coffee," he said. Soft laughter spread. Across the bridge, tension eased. Human engineers returned to the ship, not to upgrade, but to teach. Data flowed between systems. Knowledge shared freely. Rolvek learned how humans planned, layer after layer, backup after backup. They prepared for wars they hoped would never come. Days pass, then weeks. The alien ship became part of human patrols, a symbol of alliance. News spread quietly across the stars. An unknown fleet destroyed. No details. Empires began to watch Earth carefully. Rovek stood once more near the viewport, Earth shining peacefully below. He understood now. Humans were not aggressive. They were ready. They did not seek control. They protected what they loved. The human officer joined him. "You see it now," he said. "Yes," Rovek replied. "The galaxy made a mistake." The human nodded. "We hope it learns." Rovek took a final sip of coffee. Warm and strong, he looked at the stars, a new future forming. The galaxy would remember this day, not for the battle, but for the warning. Never judge humans by their silence. Because behind that silence, they're always prepared.